Thank you very much. Just a few quick stats in terms of like who am I. I think there was a little bit of an explanation about my background in terms of community services. That's where I really started last century. Did a few decades last century in work, and really worked as on the floor, if you like, rank and file, and then slowly sort of moved up into management. When I moved up into management, that's when I realised, hey, I don't actually have enough education to do some of these things. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's actually when I did my masters, and that has served me really well. And and I finished that around the turn of the century as well. And that's also when I had my second child. And at that stage, I thought corporate work does no longer fit with me and my family. So I set up business at that stage. Hence, my two lads now are one's just about out of home, and the other one is out of home. So I set up a business called Commercial Advantage, which I had a business partner for 7 years. He went off in his own different direction at one point, and so I've been running independently since 2007 and absolutely loving it. And since that time, I've actually been focusing much more on commercial businesses and small businesses, but within the commercial sector. There's somebody here you might know. Here we go. And these are just some of the passions that I have in life, and I am a passionate person, and I'm actually very passionate about the work I do. I absolutely adore it, and I can't really understand how I'm going to retire or do anything like that, because I really enjoy the relationships, the support I have, but also being able to provide support. So yes, the lovely Serena's joined me on bass in my band, which is good fun. These are part of my goals soon is to go to Scandinavia. My nephew's just been there, and I saw all of his pictures. They look really good, really inspiring. But anyway, let's talk about human resources. Sometimes people wonder what the heck it is, human resources, but it's really about the people in a business. So it's about recruiting, hiring, deploying people, managing those people, and within the business. And it's about how you do that to make sure you provide the best return on investment to the business. There's a heck of a lot underneath the surface that you wouldn't actually see, and there's a lot of things that you do for short term that quite often has long-term implications. And one of the things that I really am very keen on is performance management and actually performance rating people to actually know that you are getting a return on investment in the staff that you have in your business. So there's a business theory called scaling up, and I absolutely adore that. Something that you might want to look into if you do have employees. One of the things I've learnt though over the 20 years is that there are commonalities within businesses. Now you might all have unique businesses, unique people, unique circumstances, but you will also have some commonalities. And that's largely based on the size of your employee cohort, because that introduces a whole level of complexity as you increase in size. So I've put my services into packages, and you've got a flyer on the table which will show you the 5 different packages, and we're going to dive into that as well. I can't believe it's worked. Yay, it's my lucky day. International Plumbing Day is my lucky day. Fancy that. So yeah. So basically the 5 packages are around the, as I said, the business size, and that's the name of them, and you'll see explanations on those brochures on your table as well. There's not really an industry that I haven't touched over the 20 years, and I've really enjoyed that diversity actually. Just going into those packages, here is one package that the lovely Manny bought very early on for his business. And where are you, Manny? Do you want to say anything, Manny?
She's great, firstly, and secondly, yeah, the relief package I've got actually takes the pain or the thinking out of hiring or onboarding a new staff member. So thanks, Suzanne, for those fantastic tools.
Thank you, Manny. The next package is an advice line, so people can give me a call 24/7 virtually, maybe not quite 24/7, you know, maybe I'm a teensy bit lying there, but I've been providing that to a range of businesses, and one of the businesses is actually in this room. Matt, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. It's actually quite often that I give Suzanne a call about businesses on this about. So it's extremely helpful. She always picks up the phone for me, and probably kept me out of trouble a few times already. So.
Thank you, Matt. Package 3 is a success platform, and basically it's your employment contracts, your job descriptions, an employee handbook, which is really your hymn book, hymn book, get it? We've got everybody then singing the same hymn or being on the same page, and that's actually something I've done for Deborah here of Equality Cut. Would you like to say something, Deb?
Yes, Suzanne has helped us quite extensively, Brendan and myself, and also worked with us through our staff in creating an employee handbook, which we just refer to and use every day. So yeah, it's great.
Thank you, Deb. So those are sort of like the smaller packages for smaller sized businesses. Once you get onto about 15 staff, something like that, 12 to 15 staff, you start to really have regular issues that need control, if you like, and it's actually an opportunity to really do something long term and develop your staff and develop your business. So I've been doing this for I've got some clients since 2001 and absolutely adore working with them. So they also have access to me whenever they need to, if it's just at the end of a phone call or an email, but I will go there fortnightly, or as of this morning I'll be going to a typical client that I see for a couple of hours every week. And they have about 50 staff at this particular site. If you've got less, well then it's actually less per month. I basically know now that whoever you have, whatever numbers you have in your business, you can probably halve that. So about 30 minutes per employee. If you've got about 15 to 20, once you've got over that, it's probably about 20 minutes that I need to be in your business doing HR per month. So that's some sort of, I suppose, ratio that you can actually think about. But that's a really good, I have a lot of fun doing it, and it's a great program in terms of being able to really make a long-term impact on the productivity of staff in a business. Okay. The 5th package is actually something that is a bit more tricky-dicky stuff. It's often when people call and they've got some particular issues. So in the last month, some of the issues I've been dealing with is a restructure and a redundancy in a legal firm. Monday week ago, doing a warehouse audit, a safety audit, and we're looking at some redesign of processes and the layout there. We also did, in partnership with a physiotherapist, I should say, from another BNI chapter. We work in tandem and do ergonomic assessments. And I've also been doing a staff climate cultural survey. So these are all project-based, and they're all some sort of like intervention. They come and they go. So what do people actually need to know? Here are some of the questions you might ask. Are employers happy with the performance of their staff? Do they have employment contracts to protect them, protect the business, and actually sometimes protect them personally, their own assets? Do they have an employment handbook? Do they have very clear set out duties and KPIs? Do they know about wage theft and the risks to themselves? Because Fair Work are coming after businesses quite aggressively. There's a free assessment that is available, a 10-point checklist. So that free assessment means that they can have some time with me to just take a moment out to actually really review what they're doing HR-wise and if they need any support. Thank you.